flying 6 feet. Great start, second turn.
Driving into that first turn, nice.
He's going to go to the air on this one.
Welcome to Arecibo, Puerto Rico for the 2024 ISA World Surfing Games. This event is going to be out of this world. There's going to be so many great waves coming through this week. It's going to be so exciting to see the world's best taking on some of those new and up-and-coming surfers, all with that potential Olympic qualification on the line. We've got a huge week of surfing ahead of us, and we can't wait to see it get underway. Shannon Hughes here in the booth alongside the 1988 world champion, Barton Lynch. Barton, it's always great to be able to call the action with you. And today we've got the opening ceremonies about to get started.
The 60th anniversary of the ISA World Surfing Games, deciding world surfing champions. And it's going to be super exciting because Olympic qualification on the line here, and that's going to make this week so important for everyone.
That's so true. We've got 6 spots on the men's side of qualification and 8 spots on the women's open, and we will be seeing each one of those filled this week, and we're going to have some very happy surfers going home with those golden tickets.
Happy because we've got great waves. We're in a great destination, Puerto Rico, and 3 venues along this coastline that we saw in that wide shot. So 3 different spots that we can run and some waves that rival the Olympic venue, Chofu in France. So it's going to be very exciting.
That's right. There you can see the Parade of Nations is just about to get underway. We're just waiting for those teams to all get in that, that lineup position and kind of take their walk up the beach here. After that will be followed by the opening ceremonies. We'll get to see each of the flag bearers and the sand pourers walking forward and getting to be, really just proudly representing their nations here this week. It's always an amazing way to kick off each and every ISA event, whether it's the World Surfing Games, the Juniors, the Longboard, the SUP, or the Para Championships, to be able to see each of these nations in their colors, in their uniforms, getting ready to set things up as we see a few waves from earlier in the day.
Well, some beautiful colors on display here in Puerto Rico. As we said, 3 breaks that we can run the event at. Margara, El Pico, and Rastreal are those 3 breaks. And you can see beautiful conditions. We're up in the north of the island of Puerto Rico, open to a lot of swell and great waves in the lead up to the event. Here's the current conditions, 4 to 6 feet, Shannon. The swell directions from the northeast. You can see the tides there, the water temperature and the air temperature. Balmy, it's a beautiful tropical environment, and it's going to make for great competing.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible week of surf. The forecast looking really similar from today to what we're going to have tomorrow for our opening day. So we'll have plenty of great surf available, and we'll just keep our eyes on things throughout the week. The amazing thing, like you said, Barton, about this venue, specifically competing in Puerto Rico this week, is the fact that we've got 3 different surf spots. I mean, when in your life have you been to an event where you've had the potential of 3 different venues that you'd be surfing within that week?
Well, never, to answer that one. We've had events for the ISA and on the World Surf League Tour where they've got backup sites to the main site. And at ISAs, we've had 2 podiums running consistently for quite a while now. But to have 3 with a third option, that's very new and something that's, a great sign for the future. There's Argentina getting psyched.
Teams just about to start in the opening ceremonies, looking for that Olympic qualification. We've already got quite a few surfers that have found that spot. Of course, there's going to be 24 Olympic spots for the women and for the men, equal numbers heading into Paris 2024. And there, Barton, we can see the top 8 qualified surfers from the 2023 WSL Women's World Tour. Those 8 surfers are heading to Paris.
2 Americans, 2 Australians, and then Brazil, Costa Rica, France, and Portugal represented. In theory, there's 2 spots per country, per gender. But if your team wins, you get a 3rd spot. So that's a great opportunity.
That's exactly it. And we saw that start off in the 2022 ISA World Surfing Games back in Huntington Beach, where we saw the USA women's team take out the highest ranking position on that side. They have allocated themselves a 3rd spot. Taking a look at that third tier of qualification was the results out of the 2023 Pan American Games. Sanoa got that second place finish behind Tatiana. Tatiana Weston Webb found her qualification through the WSL, which allocated that slot to Sanoa. And then we had results from last year's World Surfing Games as well. On a continental allocation, we had Europe, Asia, Oceania, and Africa each get one surfer into the mix. So we're seeing some new Olympians across the board within those 4 names.
And we know that it's going to be held down in Tahiti, and Bahini Fierro there is the queen of that particular break.
And of course, the 8 slots remaining to be determined. Each of those names coming up at the end of this week. We will have those qualifications. And same as the 2022 World Surfing Games, this week there is going to be a team allocation to the highest ranking men's team and the highest ranking women's team eligible. And of course, the universality place, which is potentially available to nations that would have had 8 or less athletes in total at the previous Olympic Games. So at Tokyo 2020, if a nation had less than 8 athletes competing, they could put in a bid if they have a surfer that is talented enough to be competing at Tehupo.
Yeah, and that's across all sports, those 8. So that's for those developing nations to help encourage them and the growth of surfing in those nations.
Well, we've got the parade underway now. The Irukandjis, Team Australia, walking forward. They've already got quite a few surfers qualified for the Olympics, but both of their men's and women's teams are looking for that third allocation spot specifically here. Should they take away the highest ranking men's and women's team, Barbados just behind.
Incredibly valuable to get a third surfer. We know Japan and America in the women's, Japan in the men's, won that at the 2022 Huntington Beach Games. So, yeah, Barbados in the house.
Belgium just behind with a small team represented this year. It's great to see Rihanna Rosenbahn representing them. Brazil is going to be a tough team to beat this week, Barton.
Well, the Brazilian Storm, as it's been phrased, has been taking the surfing world by storm for the past decade, and we expect nothing less here as well. An incredibly powerful surfing nation.
Big names walking down. Surfers with just a little bit of experience behind them, being Felipe Toledo,
two-time world champ.
Exciting times as we can see that team walking forward.
And Felipe just announced that he'll be taking this year off from the WSL, but not from the ISA and that Olympic Games.
Well, also that, he's got that focus on the Olympic Games. He's going to be able to take away that time from the season. He's already found his qualification for one of those 24 spots on the men's side, and now he'll be able to kind of rest and get himself prepared for that event. He was their top qualified athlete out of the 2023 WSL top 10 rankings. And behind him, Ethan Ewing, Griffin Colapinto, Joao Chianca. So we've got quite a mix of nations there. A couple of South Africans, Japan, Italy represented, as well as USA, Australia, and Brazil on that side. It was Team Japan that took away the men's top-ranking team out of the 2022 World Surfing Games, so we know that they have the chance to get themselves a third surfer into Paris. Luca Messinas took away the win at the 2023 Pan American Games, and he will be heading back to the Olympics after a great performance at Tokyo 2020. And of course, on the continental allocations given away last year at the World Surfing Games, Europe, Asia, Oceania, and Africa getting a slot each, with Alan Cleland sneaking his way in there as the African ranking went to Jordy Smith, who then double qualified himself through the CT. And off of the win, Alan Cleland Jr. for the World Surfing Games was given a position into the Olympics. Now only 6 positions remaining on the men's side, as opposed to the 8 on the women's side, because the men's WSL rankings got 2 more spots. There's going to be 6 spots to fill, as well as the qualifiers out of the top ranking team for this year, that tier 6 way to qualify. So it could be a team like Brazil looking for their third surfer to get in. And then of course a universality spot available on the men's side and both the women's side for those developing nations.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity for those developing nations, the opportunity for surfing to give those people those developing nations. And again, if they've only had 8 or less Olympic athletes across all of the sports, they certainly would be a developing nation. And if they've got a surfer of merit, he or she would gain that spot. Team Canada, powerhouse. In the last 3 years, we've watched them develop into one of the powerhouse nations, and already having Sanoa Olin qualify for those Olympic Games. She's a goofy footer and will do great at that break in Tahiti.
Yeah, extremely excited to see that she found that qualification through the Pan American Games. Team Chile walking just in front of Team China. Team China's Zixi Yang has a very strong likelihood of taking her qualification through the women's side of the tour. They have been one of those teams to really keep a close focus on over the last couple of seasons, the amount of work going in behind the scenes. They're becoming one of the strongest surfing nations out of that Asian region, for sure. Well, let's take another look at some more on Zixi Yang. She's just standing there in the middle of the pack. And we got a little piece to look at now.
To be in an era where surfing's becoming so global, it's so cool to see all these different unique faces, unique people, and then seeing a country like, for example, like China. They, it's not their first year at the ISA, but it's been, a couple of years now. But to see how strong they are and to see how good the surfers are improving, they're not only participating, but they're now a threat to look out for.
Well, there's the crew from Team China. And it's going to be exciting to see how far their surfers can go.
Amazing part of this Olympic journey is the fact that when you're an Olympic sport, the governments of those nations are investing in surfing, in the future of surfing as an Olympic sport. And we see that in a lot of nations, that investment really helping to raise the level of surfing, the professionalism of the management and the coaching, and taking the sport to a whole new level in many, many countries around the world.
That's right. Especially now that surfing is just included within the Olympic calendar. It's no longer in that trial period. It's just part of, the list of sports that athletes around the world get to compete in within the Olympics for many years to come. And that has given that level of investment, that interest for every National Olympic Committee. Every NOC around the world now knows, all right, if we start investing in this as a sport on a national level, even if it's something new for us, we could end up with athletes in the Olympics someday.
Absolutely, and what a great thing that is as we see Costa Rica loud and proud there.
Love hearing the different, chants and all that preparation coming in for those teams. It's such a special element to the World Surfing Games specifically that's different from most other events you'd ever compete in your life, but being able to wear that, proudly represent your country and to know that every heat win, every heat loss, there's also a team surrounding you and there's a team element to it rather than just being that individual side, and it's got to be the best part of what the ISA World Surfing Games is all about.
There's Carlos Munoz right there. Qualified for the Tokyo Olympics, was racing to get there at the last minute and unfortunately got delayed, didn't quite get to take part in the surfing part of those games, so I'm sure he'll be super psyched for this event. Look at that overview. You can see the rocky coastal shoreline there, the city of Arecibo behind it, and then the beautiful waves of the Caribbean Sea there pounding along the shoreline.
Well, this week we are going to have 266 athletes competing, Barton. We've got 55 nations represented out of the 116 federations around the world that now have national surfing federations and are member nations of the ISA. So exciting to see each of these countries that has come together. Team France has a large team behind them. Extremely
professional, extremely well coached and managed. We understand that they've got reserves, alternates, so to speak, here on standby in case, which we don't see that very often. And through the El Salvador Games last year, qualifying Virginie Fierro, quite possibly, without question, I would say, the best female surfer at the Olympic venue. And then Kaoli Vast as well qualifying the best young man at that venue. They're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, that's going to be so exciting to be able to see them, especially with that hometown feeling. Them knowing they're going to the Olympics, they're getting to compete at home at a wave that they know so well. Virginie will be wearing the French jersey this week. And we're excited to see so much more of her surfing alongside a teammate like Joanne DeFay. Let's check out a piece on Vahine Fierro now.
I'm 23 years old and I'm from Tahiti representing France. Teahupo is a very special place to my heart. It's a very particular wave because you can't train any other waves than that one if you want to get better. So you have to go to the Olympic qualification, and that's probably one of my biggest focus for now.
Vahine Fierro officially qualifies for Paris 2024 in El Salvador and has punched her ticket to compete at her home break of Chopo.
To have Vahine qualify at her hometown, like, I don't know if you could hold the Olympics at Chopes without her there.
It's enough to make me want to cry, to be honest. You know, she has been through an enormous amount of emotional ups and downs, you know, following this dream, chasing this dream, see her come out the other side of all of that, succeed, book her place. But that is epic, mate.
You know, I'm an Olympian now, and I just want to put all my effort in and leave it all in the ocean and just, you know, not have any regrets and just surf my heart out and try my best out there. Hard work does pay off at some point, and this point right now is like the best ever, and I'm really looking forward to, you know, putting the time in over there and figure out how I can win that gold medal.
Vahine Fierro with that hometown advantage heading into Teahupo later this year. But of course, on the way there, we're going to have a whole lot of surfers trying to find their qualification this week. Some of those already have competed in the Olympics before, like Leon Glatzer for Team Germany that we just saw. He'll be looking to try and find himself qualified again because he just missed that qualification at last year's World Surfing Games. We'll have many surfers in that sort of position that are looking maybe to go back to back. We've got 27 competitors in the draw this week that were Olympians who competed at Tokyo 2020 of the 40 surfers there. We've already got 27 of the qualified athletes for Paris 24 that are competing this week. We'll have more slots to fill out those 24 spots on each side. As we can see, the crew just starting to come into the opening ceremonies.
And it's just a fantastic venue, isn't it? This is our first time here. We arrived today, and to see all of the infrastructure along this beachfront, the promenade that runs along the beachfront, it's just so perfectly suited to an event like this. The ocean and the locations they have in the sea, and then the amenities and the facilities here on the beach are just absolutely perfect. So this is one great venue.
You got some nations that are really strong powerhouse surfing nations, and then you've got those like Greece, like Guam, like Guatemala that have been really pouring in that development to their surfers for a long time. You got some surfers with a little bit more experience, some of those that are still kind of their youth that we're looking at, and we're going to be seeing compete for them for the next, 10 to 20 years.
And now you grow up with a sense. I've seen Carissa Moore, I've seen so many champion surfers of the past say, well, it was never a reality. There was no Olympic surfing, so I never even thought about it. It wasn't a goal. Now, for every young surfer that grows up in the world, this is the ultimate goal, to win the Olympic gold medal and have that opportunity. Because you think about a career, the Olympics is every 4 years. You don't get many chances to go there and have a chance of winning gold. So it's going to be on the radar for the rest of surfing's life as an Olympic sport and as a professional world sport.
Indonesia represented, Ireland as well.
Are the Irish? The Lynches are Irish. Got a soft spot for the Irish. They make their way in.
Have some surfers as well who are so good at charging slabby, heavy waves. I mean, these sort of waves that we have here this week, they're going to suit them so perfectly. Just behind them, we've got Team Israel, Anat Leilior, a surfer that we've come to know very well over the years who competed at Tokyo 2020. She's going to be in the mix trying to find herself qualification for Paris. Let's take a look at a piece on her now.
When I found out that I got into the Olympics, it was, first of all, I did a full day of competing. I was competing with my idols, with Tatiana Weston Webb, and all the CT surfers just hanging around with me. And then we went back to the hotel, and my dad was getting a bunch of phone calls. And I was like, what is it? And he was like, okay, you got into the Olympics. You're the first European ranked in the event. And I was actually doing my dream in the moment. It was kind of unreal almost. Felt like, as they said, it was almost like a Cinderella story. Didn't expect a girl from Israel to be representing Europe in the Olympics. I'm kind of proud of myself for proving people differently.
Well, and not with the potential to find qualification again. Team Japan, very stacked, heading into the conversation as we can hear the cheers from Team Mexico behind. Japan, of course, with Kanoa Igarashi on the team this week, the silver medalist from Tokyo, and the bronze medalist from the women's field in Amuro Suzuki, who will be competing. She's looking for her qualification. Alan Cleland Jr. has already found himself with a ticket to Paris.
And this sands of the world, you can see in his hand there, he's got sand from home in Mexico. They all bring a jar of sand, and that they pour it into the fish tank, so to speak, and it's just one of the great parts of this event, seeing all of those sands of the world coming together, signifying the same sentiment and emotion that we all have as a surfing community.
That's right. We got a lot of previous World Surfing Games gold medalists in the draw this week as well. 9 in total that will be competing. Johnny Corzo of Mexico is one of those, alongside Alan Cleland Jr. We've got Team Morocco about to enter into the conversation now as well. Ramzi Bokiem, who's had the opportunity to get that start onto the CT this year and get himself a few events in preparation towards Paris. Netherlands just behind. So 55 nations in total. If you're just tuning in, this is our parade of nations leading into the opening ceremonies. And we've got 266 surfers competing this week. There's Tiara Vanderhols, who had that insane. Pardon, I can see it in your eyes right now.
As soon as I saw the Netherlands flag, that's what came to my mind, was that incredible performance from her in El Salvador. Amazing surfing in some really challenging big conditions. Cuzzy Bruise there.
Team New Zealand already has 2 qualified for Paris, and Billy Stearman and Safi Vetti. Let's take a look at them now.
And Safi Vetti from New Zealand take the qualification for the Oceania region.
Obviously excited, but really terrified too. I've never been to Tahiti before. I'm really excited to give it a red hot crack.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tahiti and pushing my limits again, and you know, hopefully throwing myself over that ledge and kind of getting some good barrels and progressing and hopefully getting a medal for New Zealand.
It's exciting to think, Barton, of, the consequence of a wave like Te Hupo. Surfers having to go to Tahiti to compete at one of the most death-defying waves in the world for an Olympic gold medal. And someone like Safi, I love the candidness, her honesty in saying that she's pretty terrified. She's never been there before. There's a lot of surfers in that position this week that are looking for that qualification, but also if they get that, they're going to have to push themselves to a whole new level.
Oh, absolutely, and that's why we're here at this particular break as well, because Marjara is a slabbing right and left that has a similar sort of style, and it will make those type of surfers who would suit Tahiti rise here and qualify and deserve their spot and put on a great show for their country. Peru there, defending team champions.
Yeah, Peru, wow, they're going to be ones to really keep an eye on this week. Luca Messinas, Daniela Rosas, both were flag bearers for Peru at Tokyo 2020 at the Olympics for the inaugural event that would have surfing in the conversation there. They'll be looking to head there for a second time. Poland, Portugal just behind. Poland with a solid-sized team this year, continuing to grow in their strength. Another one of those National Olympic Committees that's starting to invest even more in surfing over the years.
And Portugal, too. There's no greater nation who has evolved and advanced up the surfing rankings than Portugal. They've got the big wavers at Nazare, Super Tubos with the WSL events there, and an incredible depth of talent coming out of that country.
South Africa just behind.
Matthew McGilvray there on the right, qualified already, and he's an incredible surfer in gnarly, challenging waves, and he will not be out of place there.
That's right, Sarah Baum as well. She is such a powerful surfer. She's been competing for so long. She's got a lot of knowledge behind her. She's going to be a tough surfer coming up in those Olympic Games.
Let's welcome South Korea.
South Korea walking in, but as we do that, let's take a look at this piece.
For the 2023 ISA World Surfing Games, the first qualifiers for the Paris 2024 Olympics have been announced.
Sarah, come here. Jordi, come here. I think you guys should be getting ready to go to French school because I'm going to see you next year in Tahiti.
Thank you so much. I've been feeling a lot of pressure the last week, so it's just been like an emotional roller coaster, and just breathing, just trying to focus on myself and trust the process, and yeah, here we are.
There's Sarah wearing some flashy sunglasses.
And there she is, Tahiti bound. A lot of experience, as you said, and I think the experience is something that counts so much at that particular venue.
Yeah, I think it's going to really give her, that extra strength coming in behind the scenes. Team Ukraine walking in just in front of the United States.
Please welcome Team Ukraine.
The 60th anniversary of this happening. What an amazing moment in the history of surfing. This is going to be the most historic event in the history of surfing, and so good that we get to be here and call the action.
Yeah, it's incredible to think 60 years on from those first world champions ever being crowned.
1964 at my home beach of Manly. 60 as well. There's some similarities there between me and surfing. Great to still be around as the United States make their way in. Absolute powerhouse. Surfers qualified already.
Uruguay just falling in behind them. We take a look at the beautiful Arecibo here in Puerto Rico.
There's waves everywhere, as you can see from this shot.
Great time of the year to be here as well. Late February, we've still got those kind of winter swells coming through. Hitting the coastline also means the temperatures are not too unbearably hot like it would get midsummer. So it's going to be a great week here on the grounds as we see the British Virgin Islands. Very first time for them competing in the World Surfing Games, also one of the new ISA member nations, so it's great to have the British Virgin Islands here.
And a good-sized team for their first showing. Congratulations to all of those guys, and the management team and coaching team.
U.S. Virgin Islands representing as well. They just are kind of straight across the water here. From certain points on Puerto Rico, you can look across and see the U.S. Virgin Islands on a clear day. They're feeling very close to home. We've got a huge week of surfing that's going to be coming up ahead of us, Barton. For our audience tuning in, we're not going to be running any heats today. We just left this for surfers to still be arriving. Some that were competing in Hawaii for the start of the season as well, coming straight off of events and needing to get on overnight flights just to be able to make it here in time for the World Surfing Games to kick off. But we will be starting off bright and early tomorrow here in Puerto Rico. As we can see, the home nation, the host nation, very excited to see them with another big ISA event here. And they have put in so much work behind the scenes, Barton. It's really special to be back here in Puerto Rico.
It's an amazing sight. And the infrastructure, what they've created here is incredible. And you can hear it in the audio, how stoked the locals are to have surfing here. And I know from ISA's point of view, they hope to be able to continue their relationship with Puerto Rico. It's a great venue and hope to be able to bring some of the other disciplines and events that they run to this place in the future.
Yeah, you can really feel the excitement down on the ground. There's a lot of support here from locals in the area. that are just really excited to see the world's best surfers, to see an event of this magnitude and, you know, with this much consequence for Olympic qualification this week. Everything that we're here for. We're also here to see those developing nations make a showing, to be able to put their names into the hat and to be able to represent their nations proudly. As we can see the Puerto Ricans walking in now.
Brian Toth there, leading the team in. Proud moment in front of all their family and friends and fellow country people.
A beautiful way to kick off this year's World Surfing Games. We can see all the surfers just getting into position, finding their chairs. And we'll be starting off with the opening ceremony shortly, where we will see each of those flag bearers up on stage, as well as the sand pourers, and to be able to see the sands of every different nation here. 55 different nations poured together, maybe overflowing by the end.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to see all the different colours and textures, just like with people. Exactly the same. Those sands represent the diversity of the nations and their beaches, and this event representing the diversity of surfing globally. And looking forward to some of the speeches. Fernando Aguirre, our president's always good for a speech. He might even sing, as that's the ISA song comes on. He likes to have a sing as well. So
we will all have a little tune stuck in our head by the end of today. That is a guarantee. And it always just adds that level of excitement. It's so great to be able to get everybody together on this day for, you know, surfers that haven't seen each other in a long time, for friends to reunite. They're going to be putting on jerseys and competing each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, all of the countries and athletes have gathered together here in Puerto Rico.
And we'll go down to Benway now.
Of the 2024 ISA World Surfing Games.
Con el espíritu de un juego limpio, es un gran placer dar la más cordial bienvenida a todos ustedes a la ceremonia de apertura oficial de ISA World Surfing Games 2024.
We would like to welcome and introduce the following dignitaries on stage today.
Les damos la bienvenida y presentamos a los siguientes dignatarios.
The President of the ISA, Mr. Fernando Aguirre.
El presidente de la ISA, el señor Fernando Aguirre.
The President of the Local Organizing Committee and IOC member, Mr. Richard Carrion.
El presidente del Comité de Organizadores y miembro del COI, señor Richard Carrion.
The Mayor of Arecibo, Mr. Carlos Ramírez Irizarry.
El alcalde de Arecibo, señor Carlos Ramírez Irizarry.
The Executive Director of Tourism for Puerto Rico, Mr. Carlos Mercado.
El director ejecutivo de la Compañía de Turismo de Puerto Rico, señor Carlos Mercado.
And the President of the Puerto Rican Olympic Committee, Sara Rosario.
Y la presidenta del Comité Olímpico de Puerto Rico, Sara Rosario.
Now please stand for the national anthem of Puerto Rico.
Ahora les pedimos por favor ponerse de pie para entonar el himno nacional de Puerto Rico.
Now let us begin the Sands of the World ceremony. We'll call on the countries to come to the stage and bring with them their flag and sand from their local beach. The sand from each country will be placed in the container on stage to symbolize the peaceful gathering of nations through the love of surfing. And each flag will be placed on the stage to symbolize the gathering of nations.
Ahora daremos inicio a la ceremonia de las arenas del mundo. Llamaremos a todos los países a subir al escenario y traer con ellos arena de su playa local. La arena de cada país será vertida en el contenedor dispuesto en el escenario como símbolo de la unión pacífica de las naciones mediante el amor por el surf. Cada bandera será puesta en el escenario para simbolizar la unión de las naciones.
American Samoa. Flag bearer Liam Wilson, sand pourer Lucy Gerard, with sands from the beach of Alao.
Samoa Americana, abanderado Liam Wilson, porta la arena Lucy Gerard con arenas de la playa de Alao.
Argentina, flag bearer Santiago Muñiz, sand pourer Vera Jariz, with sands from the beach of Luna Roja.
Argentina, abanderado Santiago Muñiz, porta la arena Vera Jariz con arenas de la playa de Luna Roja.
Australia, both flag bearer and sand pourer Morgan Sibilic, with sands from the beach of Casuarina.
El equipo de Australia porta la bandera y la arena Morgan Sibilic con arenas de la playa de Casuarina.
The Bahamas, flag bearer Luke Prosa, sand pourer Chloe Sweeting, with sands from the beach of Garbanzo Beach.
Bahamas, abanderado Prosa porta la arena Chloe Sweeting con arenas de la playa de Garbanzo Beach.
Barbados, flag bearer Jacob Burke, sand pourer Chelsea Rowett, with sands from the beach of Soup Bowl.
Barbados, abanderado Jacob Burke porta la arena Chelsea Rowett con arenas de la playa de Soup Bowl.
Next we have Belgium. Both flag bearer and sand pourer Rihanna Rosenbaum, with sands from the beach of De Haan.
Invitamos a Bélgica, abanderado y también porta la arena Rihanna Rosenbaum con la arena de la playa de De Haan.
Team Brazil. Flag bearer Gabriel Medina, sand pourer Tina Hinkel, with sands from the beach of Rio de Janeiro.
Brasil, abanderado Gabriel Medina, porta la arena Taina Henkel con arenas de la playa de Río de Janeiro.
Next we have Team Canada, flag bearer Cody Young, sand pourer Sanoa Olin, with sands from the beach of Cox Bay.
El equipo de Canadá, abanderado Cody Young, porta la arena Sanoa Olin con arenas de la playa de Cox Bay.
Next we have Team Chile, our flag bearer Manuel Selman, sand pourer Isadora Bulton, with sands from the beach of Las Machas Beach.
Invitamos al equipo de Chile, abanderado Manuel Selman, porta la arena Isidora Bulto con arenas de playa Las Machas.
Next we welcome Team China, flag bearer Qixing Wang, sand pourer Sichi Yang, with sands from the beach of Ryu Bay.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de China, abanderado Qiqian Wang, porta la arena Sichi Yang con arenas de la playa de Ryu Bay.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Colombia with our flag bearer Isabela Gomez, sand pour Angelina de Cesare with sand from the beach of Playa Las Velas in Cartagena.
Bienvenido equipo de Colombia, abanderada Isabela Gómez, porta la arena Angelina de Cesare con arenas de Playa Las Velas, Cartagena.
Next, let's welcome Team Costa Rica with our flag bearer Sam Reedy, sand pour Leilani McGonigal with sands from the beach of Playa Hermosa.
Damos la bienvenida a Costa Rica, abanderado Sam Brady, porta la arena Leilani McGonigal con arenas de Playa Hermosa.
Next, we'd like to welcome the Czech Republic, our flag bearer Peter Novotny, sand pour Jana Kasova with sands from the beach of Stavanis Island in Prague.
Damos la bienvenida a República Checa, abanderado Peter Novotny, porta la arena Ana Kasova con arenas de la playa Stavanis Island, Prague.
Next, we'd like to welcome the Dominican Republic, flag bearer Saudi Perez, sand pour Eva Mota Cordero, sands from the beach of Playa Bonita Las Terrenas.
Damos la bienvenida a República Dominicana, abanderada Saudi Pérez, porta la arena Eva Mote Cordero con arenas de Playa Bonita Las Terrenas.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Ecuador with our flag bearer Jonathan Zambrana, sand pour Dominic Barona with sands from the beach of Montañita.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Ecuador, abanderado Jonathan Zambrano, porta la arena Dominic Barona con arenas de Playa Montañita.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team El Salvador with our flag bearer Juan Carlos Ramos, sand pour Tiara Sofia Ramos with sands from the beach of Playa La Bocana, El Tunco.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de El Salvador, abanderado Juan Carlos Ramos, porta la arena Tiara Sofía Ramos con arenas de Playa La Bocana, El Tunco.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Fiji, flag bearer Api Timbina Liva, sand pour Amber Rhodes with sands from the beach of Namotu, Solevu Island.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Fiji, abanderado Api Timbina Liva, porta la arena Andrew Rhodes con arenas de Playa Namotu, Solevu Island.
Next, please welcome Team Finland. Both flag bearer and sand pour Lucas McMahon with sands from the beach of Seaside Reef in Encinitas, California.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Finlandia, porta la arena y la bandera Lucas McMahon, con arenas de la playa de Seaside, Encinitas, California.
Just really wobbly. Don't fall, please. I'm trying not to.
Next, please welcome Team France with our flag bearer, Joan Dudu. Stand for Mañana with sands from the beach of Papada.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Francia, abanderado Joan Dulu, porta la arena Bajines Fierro con arenas de la playa de Papada.
Next, let's welcome Team Germany with our flag bearer Tim Elter, sand for Noah Clapp, with sands from the beach of Island Silt in Germany.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Alemania. Abanderado Team Elter, porta la arena Noah Clapp con arenas de la playa Island Silt en Alemania.
Next, please welcome Great Britain with our flag bearer Lord Sandlin, sand for Luke Dillon, with sands from the beach of Fistral Beach in Cornwall.
Bienvenido al equipo de Gran Bretaña, abanderado Lawrence Sandlin, porta la arena Luke Dillon con arenas de la playa Bristol Beach en Cornwall.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Greece, flag bearer Dimitri Papavasiliou, sand pour Alexander Kola, with sands from the beach of Crete.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Grecia, abanderado Dimitri Papavasiliou, porta la arena Alexandra Kola con arenas de la playa de Creta.
Next, let's please welcome Team Guam with our flag bearer Nabu Taimalo, sand pour Jared Gog, with sands from the beach of Umatak Bay.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Guam, abanderado Napu Taimalo, porta la arena Jared Gog con arenas de la playa de Umatak Bay.
Next, let's please welcome Team Guatemala with flag bearer Carlos Escobar, sand pour Tiziana Billy, with sands from the beach of Iztapa.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Guatemala, abanderado Carlos Escobar, porta la arena Tiziana Billy con arenas de la playa de Iztapa.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Indonesia with our flag bearer Iketut Agus Aditya Putra and sand pourer Jasmine Michelle Studer with sands from the beach of Desert Point in Lombok.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Indonesia, abanderado Iketut Agus Aditya Putra, porta la arena Jasmine Michelle Studer con arenas de la playa Desert Point, Lombok.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Ireland with our flag bearer Grace Doyle, sand pour Gary McDade, with sand from the beach of Strandhill in Sligo.
Bienvenido al equipo de Irlanda, bandera Grace Doyle, porta la arena Jerry McDade con arenas de la playa Strand Hill, Sligo.
And next we'd like to welcome Team Israel, our flag bearer Elias Shasi, sent for Noah Lelior, with sent from the base of Blue Bay Beach.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Israel, abanderado Elías Shasi, porta la arena Nueva York con arenas de la playa Blue Bay Beach.
Next, let's please welcome Team Italy. Flag bearer Eduardo Papa, sand for Giada Legati, with sand from the beach of San Nicolò in Sardinia.
Ahora, por favor, damos la bienvenida al equipo de Italia. Abanderado Eduardo Papa, porta la arena Giada Legati con arenas de la playa de San Nicolò, Sardegna.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Jamaica, with our flag bearer Elishama Beckford, sand for Imani Wilmot, with sands from the beach of Boston Bay.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Jamaica, abanderado Elishama Beckford, porta la arena Imani Wilmot con arenas de la playa de Boston Bay.
Next, please welcome Team Japan. Flag bearer Ryo Inaba, sand for Shino Matsuda, with sands from the beach of Tsurugasaki, the venue of the very first Olympic surfing in Tokyo 2020.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Japón, abanderado Ryo Inaba, porta la arena Shino Matsuda con arenas de Tsurugasaki, la primera playa olímpica en Tokio 2020.
Next, please welcome Team Latvia, with flag bearer Santa Bevere, sand for Katrina Cruz, with sands from the beach of Liepaja.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Latvia, abanderado Santa Bevere, porta la arena Katrina Cruz, con arenas de la playa de Liepaja.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Mexico, with our flag bearer Sebastian Williams, sand for Alan Cleland, with sands from the beach of Chacagua, Oaxaca.
Damos la bienvenida a México, abanderado Sebastián Williams, porta la arena Alan Quillen con arenas de Chacagua, en Oaxaca.
Next, please welcome Team Morocco, with flag bearer Ramzi Boukiam, sand for Lilias Tabai, with sands from the beach of Dakhla.
Damos la bienvenida a Marruecos, abanderado Ramzi Boukiam, porta la arena Lilias Tabai con arenas de la playa de Dakhla.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Netherlands with our flag bearer, Casper Haminga. Sandpour Zoe Zietz with Sands from the beach of Scheveningen.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de los Países Bajos, abanderada Caspar Haminga, por las arenas Zoe Zietz, por las arenas de la playa de Scheveningen.
And next, we'd like to welcome Team New Zealand with our flag bearer, Kehu Butler. Sandpour Safivet with Sands for the beach of Makorori.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Nueva Zelanda, abanderado Kehu Butler, por la arena Safivet, con arenas de la playa de Makorori.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Nicaragua with our flag bearer, Jefferson Lopez. Sandpour Candelaria Rezano with Sands from the beach of Playa Santana.
Ahora damos la bienvenida al equipo de Nicaragua, abanderado Jefferson López, por la arena Candelaria Rezano, con arenas de Playa Santana.
Next, let's welcome Team Norway with our flag bearer, Ine Hagen. Sandpour Noah Storhog with Sand from the beach of Helesto.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Noruega, abanderado Ine Hagen, por la arena Noah Storhog, con arenas de la playa de Helesto.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Panama with our flag bearer, Jean Carlos Oli Gonzalez, Sandpour and Nilda Samantha Alonso, Sands from the beach of Playa Bluff in Bocas del Toro.
Bienvenido al equipo de Panamá, abanderado Giancarlos Oli González, por tal arena en Hilda Samantha Alonso, con arenas de la playa Bluff en Bocas del Toro.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Peru with our flag bearer, Sol Aguirre. Sandpour Luca Mesinas, Sands from the beach of Punta Rocas in Lima.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Perú, abanderada Sol Aguirre, por tal arena Luca Mesinas, con arenas de la playa de Punta Rocas en Lima.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Poland. Flag bearer, Carolina Marsak. Sandpour, Jacob Kuzia with sands from the beach of Vladislawovo, Polish Pipeline.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Polonia, abanderada Carolina Marsak, porta la arena Jakub Kuzia con arenas de la playa Vladislawovo, Polish Pipeline.
Next, please welcome Team Portugal. Flag bearer Teresa Bombolo, Sandpor Guilherme Fonseca, with sands from the beach of Praia da Lata in Cascais.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Portugal, abanderada Teresa Bombador, porta la arena Guilherme Fonseca con arenas de Praia da Lata, Cascais.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Slovakia. Our flag bearer, Thomas Mihalik, Sandpower, Silvia Polakova, with sands from the beach of Divoka Voda.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Eslovaquia, abanderado Tomás Mihalik, porta la arena Silvia Polakova con arenas de la playa de Divoka Voda.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team South Africa with our flag bearer, Natasha van Grunen, Sandpor Josh Faulkner, with sands from the beach of Wissens Beach.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Sudáfrica, abanderada Natasha van Grunen, porta la arena Josh Faulkner, con arenas de la playa de Wissens Beach.
Now please welcome Team South Korea. Flag bearer Jin Yoon Young, Sandpor Nala Lee, with sands from the beach of Sinyang Beach.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Corea del Sur, abanderada Jin Hyun Yang, porta las arenas Nala Lee con arenas de la playa de Sinyang Beach.
Next, please welcome Team Spain. Our flag bearer, Lucia Machado, Sandpor Nadia Erostarbe, with sands from the beach of Cádiz.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de España, abanderada Lucía Machado, porta las arenas Nadia Erostarbe con arenas de la playa de Cádiz.
Next, please welcome Team Sweden. Both flag bearer and Sandpor Grayson Grant, with sands from the beach of Toro Stenstrand.
Bienvenido al equipo de Suecia, porta la bandera y la arena Grayson Grant, con arenas de la playa Toro Stenstrand.
Next, please welcome Team Switzerland. Also both flag bearer and Sandpor, Fantine Habashi, with sands from the beach of Lake Geneva.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Suiza, porta la bandera y la arena Fantine Habashi, con arenas de la playa del lago Geneva.
Next, please welcome Team Chinese Taipei. Flag bearer Chen Wan Yu, Sandpor Chen Wan Yu, with sands from the beach from Papaya River.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de China Taipei, abanderada Chen Wan Yu, porta la arena Chen Wan Yu de la playa Papaya River Mouth.
Please welcome Team Ukraine. Flag bearer Serafim Romanov. Sandpor Irina Kostritsia, with sands from the beach of Odessa, Ukraine.
Bienvenido al equipo de Ucrania, abanderada Serafim Romanov, portalarena Irina Kostritsia, con arenas de la playa de Odessa, en Ucrania.
Next, we'd like to welcome the United States of America. Flag bearer Tyler Gunter, Sandport Carissa Moore, with sands from the beach of Sunset Beach in Hawaii.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Estados Unidos, abanderado Tyler Gunter, porta la arena Carissa Moore, con arenas de Sunset Beach en Hawaii.
Next, please welcome Team Uruguay with our flag bearer Marco Giorgi, Sandpor Sofia Alonso, with sands from the beach of La Balconada.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de Uruguay, abanderado Marco Giorgi, porta la arena Sofía Alonso, con arenas de playa La Balconada.
Next, we'd like to welcome Team Venezuela. Flag bearer Keoni Lassa, Sandpor Valerio Ojeda, with sands from the beach of La Punta de las Caracas.
Bienvenido al equipo de Venezuela, abanderado Keoni Lassa, porta la arena Valeria Ojeda, con arenas de la playa de la Punta de los Caracas.
Next, let's welcome the British Virgin Islands. Flag bearer Tishawn Jones, Sandpor Rush Broderick, with sands from the beach of Josiah's Bay.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de las Islas Vírgenes Británicas, abanderado Tishawn Jones, porta la arena Rush Broderick, con arenas de la playa de Josiah's Bay.
Next, we'd like to welcome the U.S. Virgin Islands with our flag bearer Tommy Gibney, Sandpor Ocean Peterson, with sands from the beach of Hull Bay and St. Thomas.
Damos la bienvenida al equipo de las Islas Vírgenes de Estados Unidos, abanderado Tommy Gibney, porta la arena Ocean Peterson, con arenas de Hull Bay and St. Thomas.
And everyone, please give a big round of applause for our host country, Puerto Rico. With our flag bearer, Brian Todd, Sandpor Havana Cabrera, with sands for the beach of Margarita.
Abanderada Brian Todd, porta la arena Havana Cabrera, con arenas de Margarita.
And now it's my great pleasure to present to you the ISA judge, Lisa Caban, and Arena Rodriguez from Team Peru, who've been nominated to swear an oath for good sportsmanship in the name of all of the judges and athletes.
Presentarles a la jueza Lisa Caban y la integrante del equipo de Perú, Arena Rodríguez, quienes han sido nominadas para hacer un juramento en nombre del buen espíritu deportivo de todos los jueces y de los atletas.
In the name of all judges, we promise to take part in these 2024 Arecibo, Puerto Rico ISA World Surfing Games, respecting and abiding by the ISA rules and in the spirit of fair play, inclusion, and equality. Together, we stand in solidarity and commit ourselves to surfing without doping, without cheating, without any form of discrimination. We do this for the honor of our teams and respect for the fundamental principles of Olympism and to make the world a better place through surfing.
In the name of the athletes, we promise to take part in these 2024 Arecibo, Puerto Rico ISA World Surfing Games, respecting and abiding by the ISA rules and in the spirit of fair play, inclusion, and equality. Together we stand in solidarity and commit ourselves to surfing without doping, without cheating, without any form of discrimination. We do this for the honor of our teams, in respect for the fundamental principles of Olympism, and to make the world a better place through surfing.
Thank you very much, Lisa Caban and Arena Rodriguez.
Muchas gracias, Lisa Caban y Arena Rodríguez.
And now it is my privilege to introduce the Mayor of Arecibo, Mr. Carlos Ramirez Irizarry.
Ahora es un privilegio presentarles al alcalde de Arecibo, señor Carlos Ramírez Irizarry.
Buenas tardes a todos. Ahorita me hicieron una pregunta que quiero contestarla a todo el mundo, que si yo estaba feliz, más que feliz, agradecido con Dios por la oportunidad que nos da como pueblo y como país. Así que bienvenido a la islita de Puerto Rico y bienvenido a la ciudad Capitán Cogea. Que Dios siempre esté acompañándolo, no tan solo en este evento, sino en su vida todo el tiempo. Dios los bendiga. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Mayor Ramirez Irizarry.
Muchas gracias, alcalde Ramírez Irizarry.
And now it is my privilege to introduce the Executive Director of Tourism for Puerto Rico, Mr. Carlos Mercado.
Ahora es un privilegio presentarles al director ejecutivo de la Compañía de Turismo de Puerto Rico, señor Carlos Mercado.
Buenas tardes a todos y todas. We want to give a big welcome to Puerto Rico, to every each one of you, especially to my hometown, Arecibo. Bienvenidos a Puerto Rico. Y por supuesto, Arecibo. Espero que esto sea una semana de mucha emoción, de mucho deporte y sobre todo que todo el mundo esté mirando a este puntito que es nuestra isla, que será muy pequeña, pero es muy especial. Esto es el resultado de varios años de trabajo, de un equipo que siempre estuvo muy comprometido con traer este evento a Puerto Rico y hoy vemos el fruto de todo el esfuerzo que hemos hecho. Gracias a todas las entidades que estuvieron envueltas en este proceso, gracias a todos los individuos que nos dieron la mano y que creyeron en este gran proyecto. Le quiero dar las gracias principalmente al hombre que tuvo la gran visión de ponernos un gran objetivo y un gran reto de por medio, señor Richard Carrión. Gracias por estar siempre poniendo a nuestra isla en alto. Y obviamente gracias por habernos hecho parte de este gran proyecto. A los atletas, a todos ustedes, les deseo el mayor de los éxitos. Pero saben que vamos a estar siempre apoyando a nuestro equipo local. Puerto Rico, vamos a ustedes. Gracias a todos.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mercado.
Muchas gracias, señor Mercado.
And now it is my privilege to introduce the President of the Local Organizing Committee and IOC member, Mr. Richard Carrión.
Ahora es un privilegio presentarles al presidente del Comité de Organizadores y miembro del COI, señor Richard Carrión.
Gracias y buenas tardes a todos. Hace 15 años conocí a Fernando cuando él estaba cabildeando en el CIO para que el surfing fuera reconocido como deporte olímpico, y le dije, Fernando, no pierdas el tiempo, que va a ser muy difícil esto. Pero él siguió con esa perseverancia, y recuerdo que en el 2012 le dije, ¿sabes qué, Fernando? Me has convencido. Estoy contigo, cuenta conmigo para lo que sea y voy a ayudarte. Y hoy me llena de mucho orgullo estar aquí en Arecibo para un campeonato mundial preparatorio para los Juegos Olímpicos del Surfing en el 2024, 12 años más tarde. Arecibo y Puerto Rico los recibe de corazón. Los atletas son lo más importante. Disfruten de estos 10 días, disfruten de nuestro calor, disfruten de esas olas, disfruten de Arecibo, disfruten, hagan amistades, den lo mejor de ustedes, pásenla bien y Dios los bendiga. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carrion.
Muchas gracias, señor Carrión.
And now we are pleased to welcome a local dance performance.
Y ahora es un gusto presentarles nuestro acto cultural.
big round of applause for our amazing local dance performance.
Un fuerte aporte para nuestro acto cultural.
And now it's my privilege to present the ISA President, Fernando Aguirre, who will say a few words on behalf of the ISA.
Ahora tenemos el placer de presentar al presidente de la ISA, Fernando Aguirre, quien compartirá con ustedes un mensaje de parte de la ISA.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hey. You're alive around the world. Hello. Okay, 55 countries, 5 continents, 55 países en 5 continentes, over 260 surfers, 55% male, 45% women. We're this short from absolute equal gender. But there's lots out there, so we need more ladies surfing around the world. Y hoy es un día muy especial. Today is a very special day. We welcome 2 new teams, 2 nuevos equipos, British Virgin Islands and Slovakia. Thank you so much for everybody. Gracias a todos for making it to this magical island of Puerto Rico. We are, today and every day, the United Nations of Surfing. This year we celebrate 60 years. The ISA was founded in Australia in 1964 during the first World Championships. Our credo, you probably heard it before, a better world through surfing, un mejor mundo a través del surf. These sands of the World Ceremony are our way to bring the world together through surfing in peace. Estas arenas, esta ceremonia es la manera de traer al mundo junto en paz a través del surf. Well, the focus of the competition these days is going to be the Olympic slots, of course, and the team champions and the gold medalists. We're also working together to bring more equal gender judging panels. Judging panels for the future that will help us have equal gender in the judging panels of the competitions. We're hosting female judges from 5 continents. There you go. Please stand up, ladies. There you go. Thank you. Juezas de todo el mundo entrenándose en un mundial de surf. All of us are ambassadors of the ocean. Todos somos embajadores del océano. Pero cuando este mundial de la ISA termine, vamos a ser embajadores de Puerto Rico. When this event is over, we're going to be ambassadors of Puerto Rico as well, as ambassadors from the ocean. Some of you will take home medals. Some of you will take home Olympic slots. But all of you are champions for being here for this week. Todos ustedes son campeones por estar aquí, aunque algunos lleven medallas de regreso a sus casas y otros no. Good luck in the competition. Buena suerte en la competencia. But please, especially, enjoy these times in this beautiful island of Puerto Rico. Disfruten de este tiempo en la isla de Puerto Rico y buena suerte en la competencia. ¡Viva Puerto Rico! ¡Viva!
Thank you very much, President Aguirre.
Muchas gracias, Presidente Aguirre.
So now we'd like to invite all of the flag bearers from all nations to come on stage to represent the union of all the colors of the flags for peace, camaraderie, and good sportsmanship. Flag bearers, please stand with the ISA President, Mr. Fernando Aguirre, who will officially declare the 2024 ISA World Surfing Games open.
Ahora queremos invitar a los abanderados de todas las naciones al escenario para representar la unión de todos los colores de las banderas por la paz, camaradería y buen espíritu deportivo. Abanderados, por favor, acompañen al presidente Fernando Aguirre, quien oficialmente dará por inaugurado el ISA World Surfing Games 2024.
Thank you. Arriba las banderas, up on the flags. Arriba las banderas. Arriba. Faltan más banderas. Arriba. arriba las banderas. Up with the flags. A ver, no los escucho. ¡Viva Puerto Rico! No escucho nada. ¡Viva Puerto Rico! Ahí va mejorando. Tenemos más banderas. More flags coming up on the stage. 55. We are 116 surfing nations. Somos 116 naciones de surf en el mundo. Arriba la bandera, arriba, 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 arriba. Moviendo la bandera, moving those flags. Okay. This is the moment I love every year. I officially declare open the ISA World Surfing Games 2024 in Puerto Rico. Okay, guys, sing along. A better word through surfing. This is the song of the ISA. A better word through surfing. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy this week. Gracias, Puerto Rico. Gracias to all the volunteers, to the public and private sector of Puerto Rico. What a grateful day. See you at the beach. Gracias, Richard.